Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Is the sound okay? Can I have some feedback? So is the sound okay? And the video, is it okay? Is everything going well? Okay. All right. So Alhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Let's begin our session with Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Okay. Inshallah, I can hear you. Okay. Alhamdulillah, first and foremost, I'm very much honored to be able to be here with a session with all of you. And even though that I am not be able to see your face, which I would obviously would love to, and I've missed you all so much. It's been about, I think, nearly 1 month that we haven't seen each other, except for my students, which I've already, alhamdulillah, did a video call with them. But yeah, I haven't seen you, and hopefully you all are doing well. And here we've seen that there's about 19 viewers, so which would be the amount of your class, 21 viewers now. So alhamdulillah, hopefully that you are okay. And I am not sure whether there are any of you who are in the mahala or in UIA. Ada ke? Is anyone in mahala at the moment? So hopefully all of you are at home and feeling safe with your family. But if there are any of you in mahala, okay, none of you are in the mahala. So alhamdulillah, everyone is at home. So I am much more happy to hear that that news. So hopefully you are, yes, feeling refreshed, alhamdulillah, and enjoy as much as your time in at home. At the same time, I would also be very much grateful and would appreciate if you would also take some time and think about your FYP. And I think you do have put some time, because I've been getting some questions with regards to FYP, which is also something that is very good and a positive thing to know. So that's one of the reason that I am conducting this session. Oh, kenapa the Aisyah is saying no, not everyone at home. Okay, so there are some not at home. Okay. Joanna, some are saying that everyone is at home, but Aisyah is saying not everyone at home. Oh no, everyone at home. Okay, not everyone at home. So no, everyone is at home. Okay, so good. Alhamdulillah. So with that, I'm doing this session, and I have given to you the content of this discussion. So this session, which will hopefully cover and answer all of your questions. Nevertheless, in the last part, we will have a Q&A session, so that we would see and we would try to work together any of your maybe issues or challenges that you are facing with regards to the RPID during this MCO period. So I think everyone feels a bit of panic, because RPID would be something that is an ongoing session and program, and especially I think those who are mostly affected would be those who requires presence in the kuliah, those doing lab work, and those who require the need to meet people, doing questionnaires. So these are those who are mostly affected. Nevertheless, the others are also maybe affected in terms of doing work in a too comfortable situation. Sometimes that is not that good. So, but still, we'll try to accommodate as much as possible, inshallah. Okay, so we'll start with the presentation that I've given to you. If you can, please refer to the slide that I've given. So I need to open this on my laptop. Okay, so if you can see, I think every one of you have been given the updated news, and this was being circulated somewhere in early in the April, that all classes will resume on the 1st of June. So that's on the second slide. And no mandatory class session are allowed prior to 1st June. And so the second semester, as you've seen the timetable, it will be shortened to 2 weeks. Okay, and the third semester will be shortened to 1 week. So meaning that everything will start again somewhere on the 6th week when we start in the 1st June, and then we will have a shortened semester of about 2 weeks. Okay, so now and on the third page, that will be the table, and I'm sure that every one of you have got this. So lectures is from 10 February to 17 March, and then we have a long gap due to the mid-semester, MCO, and Idul Fitri for about 10 weeks. So 18 March until to 31st May, and then we will resume lectures on the 1st June, and then up to 28th July, which is about 8 weeks. So on the following page, on the fourth slide, okay, this is something that I think I need to inform to you and let you know. So the questions that has been, there's a frequently asked question FAQ sheet that is circulated among the students and I think among the staffs. And this is the part for the staffs frequently asked questions. They are asking, due to the loss of the 2 weeks, what can a lecturer do to compensate this reduction in the in terms of the time for classes? So first is that there are questions that why are we not opting to do full online classes? And but due to there's a online survey saying that there's about only 7% of students who have adequate access to internet, meaning that sometimes they use their reception is not that clear, and then they don't have enough they only have 1 gig internet and so on and so forth, and we acknowledge all those as an issue. So it is not possible to do online learning. However, there's a answer saying that lecturers are encouraged to enhance the e-learning elements through videos, reading materials that we can still continue to upload to the students, so that they might have prior learning or study, independent learning, and then once we come back in the semester, we can shorten certain things, for example. And I think that's something that I'm taking the effort, and we'll discuss this later on in the following slides. But what needs to be known is that no assignments or presentation should be due within this period of time. And I think you will need to be clear that, so no lecturers can give any due date for any assignments or presentation. So it should be adjusted accordingly based on the new semester. Okay, with our progress presentation will not be done during this break or this period that we're having. So we will start everything after the semester starts, which is after the 1st June. Okay, so this, on the 5th slide, I've given you the teaching plan, which has been amended based on the new timetable. Okay, so if you can see here that I've amended the teaching plan. The week numbering might not be that accurate, I think, because I think I'm also confused about the week. But I've done something wrong there. On the 5th, on 2nd June, it should be week 6. But nevertheless, in terms of the dates, is what we will be looking at. So the 2 slides will show you about the teaching plan, week 1 until the end of the week where you will submit your outbound thesis. Okay. So let's go deeper into the teaching plan. Okay. First is will start right after the school reopens. So which would be on the 2nd of June, on the Tuesday, we will continue with progress and alignment class. So instead of going on with the progress presentation, we will do a very short, maybe just a brief progress and alignment class, asking you if there is still something, issues and challenges we need to discuss. And then the progress presentation will start on the 16th of June. So you will have about 2 weeks of time for you to meet your supervisors and catch up with maybe a new data collection and get as much as possible results. For example, lab students doing lab work can perform some lab analysis within that 2 weeks. And please bear in mind that everyone knows the limitations, not just you having the problems, but even the lecturers, and we would understand, inshallah, the problem that and issues we are facing. So everyone knows the limitation. But so during the progress, just put all the best that you can conduct at the moment with all these limitations, and inshallah, just put the best data or results that you have all within your circle of influence. So what you can do, just present all those that you can. Okay. And then we will have a seminar 3 on how to prepare a poster presentation on the following week. And this thing I'll discuss with you afterwards, whether we can do this earlier on, maybe a lecture like this, a brief lecture, so that on that day we will just do a workshop on organizing the mini symposium, so that we can get a bit more of a physical interaction with regards to organizing the symposium on that day. And with regards to poster presentation, I've given you earlier on the information, on the template and everything, so that you can start within this time of leave or this long break. So I'll give you the formatting, maybe the template, and then you can put all those information that is readily available, so that everything comes a bit more earlier. Okay. And then the teaching plan for the 11th week is on the 10th week, hopefully by that you can send in a draft of your thesis to your supervisor. Okay. And on the following week, the supervisors can give you feedback. And then on the 3rd, you've got about 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks to the submission of the thesis for evaluation. Okay, so 11th, hopefully on the 11th week, you will get feedback from your supervisor. And then there will be another week on the 12th, and the 13th is Eid break. So that is, I don't think you will have much feedback, that everyone will be on in the break. And then once we start back our class on the 3rd of August, that is when you will be sending in your thesis, okay, for evaluation. 2 softbound copies. Okay. And on the following week is your poster presentation and your submission of logbook. So during that poster presentation, the examiners will return back your thesis with the required amendments, and then you will do the amendments, and if you can complete all the amendments as fast as possible, you can send it back to the examiner, and if they say that this is ready for hardbound submission, you can send it as soon as possible and ready to prepare the hardbound. I'll present to you the detail of this once we come back in Kuliah, but at the moment, that is how things will happen. So poster presentation, you will get the feedback. and then you can do the amendments as much as early as possible. If you can get it done by the next day, if the examiner agrees that that is suffice, and then you will get approval so that you can send for hardbound submission, and then you can go home for your semester break, which would start on the 15th of August. So that starts your mid-semester break. Okay, because the examination period is shortened, it's just about 2 weeks. So after that is your mid-semester break, which is also very short, and then you come back for semester 3 if you do have classes, or if you don't have, you will be going for, I think, I'm not too sure about the clinical internship. The guideline will be detailed out and will be given to you shortly by the department. So I don't know about the details as that much, but that for FYP purposes, you need to submit your hardbound on the 7th by the 7th of September, which is within the period of the semester 3. Why that date is the deadline? Because I need to submit for kuliah board meeting to approve your results so that you can get the results by semester 1 on the next one for your 4th year. Okay, so we need to finish everything by the meeting during the semester 3. Okay. Okay. I'll just check if there's any questions. Okay. Okay, so now now we've seen the flow. Okay, now let's the final slide, this slide number 7. So let's work this out together. So now I've presented to you the new flow, and which is quite similar to the flow previously. Maybe I don't see that I've crammed too much, but I leave it to you. And I've already also expanded some of the earlier time frames so that you can still get about 2 to 3 weeks to prepare for your progress presentation. And so hopefully that it also suits your flow. And remember that the progress is something that you can show whatever you have at the moment, and please don't panic, and please bear in mind that everyone inshallah will understand that you have these kind of challenges, but do as much as possible to prepare what you have at the moment. Okay, so on the 7th slide, so now I'd like to ask questions. We'll start with number 1. Is the flow okay at the moment? So can you respond? Okay, first question by Sharif. So doctor, the poster presentation, do you have to print out or present using slide? Okay, the poster presentation needs to be printed out on an A3 format. Okay, wait, I'll need to check back. But that will be printed out, and the cost is about, the cheapest is about 30 ringgit, I think, for your seniors. They have printed out about 30 ringgit. So you can refer back to them, but it needs to be printed out. And then during the poster presentation seminar, you will paste it on the board, and we'll do that together on that day. So it needs to be printed out and not just presented using slides. Okay. So hopefully you can start saving some money to print out the posters. Okay. So at the proposal presentation slides or progress presentation slides, Maisara? The format for, I think you're referring to progress presentation slides, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I understood. Everyone is the MCO period, so I understand that. Okay, so so Maisara is asking whether can I brief on the progress presentation slides. Okay, so the progress will be, for the progress, as I mentioned previously, that there will only be one examiner, and I will choose the examiner that examined your proposal previously. Either one of them. Okay, only one. So it will be about 10 minutes of presentation. So using slide presentation, PowerPoint, and then the majority of the part of 50% of the presentation needs to be on showing your results that are present, that you already have, and then what is your future milestones. So the results that you've got, the some brief discussion on the results, and then um, the what's next, or the milestones, what will be next to finish off your project. So show the milestone, maybe the dates, and then some challenges that you have faced during the process. Okay, for example, if you haven't got the samples, or there's limitation in terms of lab, there's queue. So what is the mitigation that you've done so far, and what will you do to overcome all this in their milestones? So there's not a particular formatting of this, but just the challenges and what's your future milestone and how you improve. So it's an open format, but what we want to see is that. So be creative in that. There's not a specific like items to tell, because I think every one of you have different kind of challenges. So for example, systematic review, there would be something different. So I don't want to put a specific kind of formatting, but you need to discuss what are the challenges and what are your mitigation, and then how do you improve this to solve and to fulfill your objectives and research questions. If say that problem is too severe and you need to change your scope, here is the time where you need to mention out. So before you finish up your thesis, so here is the time to say that there's some tweaks that you need to do, some minor amendments that you need to do, and you've discussed with your supervisor, and this is what you'll do, and this is the new milestones, for example. Okay, so the discussion is about those things. And if you do have results and you want to discuss some result, for example, your objective one, you've got some results, no problem to discuss. This is what I've got, and I think this is the discussion. And because of that, I'll proceed with my second objective and third objective, so on and so forth. So that is also something that will be a bonus to you, that you have now progressed and everything is as you've planned and as you've hypothesized. So you think that, okay, my journey is a bit more smooth. So I'll continue with this plan, and inshallah, the further discussion will be presented in the thesis. Okay, so in the earlier part, so maybe if the presentation will be about 10 minutes, so make sure that less than 5 minutes are the slides with regards to the background of your study. For example, the things that you've presented during your proposal, the background, which is very short, maybe just one slide of the background and literature review. You try to maybe use some infographics to give an overview of that, your research, because bear in mind that these people, the examiners that will be looking at that will be examining your progress, are the same people, and they, inshallah, they will still have some ideas of what you are doing. Okay, especially if the examiners has given you so much comments, and make sure that you have discussed this earlier on with the examiners on whether you have catered or amended the comments that they've given to you. If you have not done those comments because of your discussion with supervisor, also you need to tell them that my supervisor looks at a different way, for example, and then with all due respect, this is the action that we've taken. to for the betterment of your thesis. Okay, Faria is asking for a progress presentation. Both examiner or only one will assess, and if only one, is it possible for us to know who will assess during the progress presentation? Yes, I'll be informing you who the examiner is for latest 1 week before the presentation starts. Okay, so I'll give you the timetable for your progress presentation latest by 1 week before the presentation starts. Okay, so what else? Can COVID-19 be one of the challenges? Yes, it is a challenges and something that is everyone's affected. But please detail out how it has affected. So, for example, you cannot go into the lab due to that. And that is so when it affected. So maybe just tell a bit on the story that happened. For example, you have started to get accepted to go into the lab, but somehow on that same day is the first date of MCO, so everything the cost has changed because of that. So just detail out a bit on how COVID-19 affected those things. It's a bit more on specific. Who will assess? Okay. So the formatting, please, not too much. And everything, I think the best method is giving an infographic with regards to your methods and show as much as possible in a very compact and comprehensive presentation. If you can get the early parts less than 5 minutes and your discussion and milestone a bit more than about 6 minutes, that will be even great. So it shows that you have progressed, you have answered some of the research question, and you have shown that these are the analysis that you'll be using. And if you have got one, maybe a dummy table or a pie chart, for example, you've got one demographic distribution or one of the research question you've answered using some data analysis, and you've got some tables to present it, even though you haven't got the total amount of data, just mention. So you'll be tabulating these data using a certain. Okay, the question. So does changing the FYP method consider as the challenges? Okay, so let's say that you've changed your topic, or you've changed your some of the methods due to during your course of your FYP, you found out that there's a better way of doing it, or you've changed your whole your FYP topic. Just mention that how many weeks that you've affected, and then you've changed and then you've consulted with your supervisor and then the examiners, and they say that it's okay. So it's not a problem for you to mention it back to the supervisor, to the examiner, that they will understand how much you've progressed with this limited time frame. So no problem, please do so. Please tell that you've changed the topic and focus on this is the timeline that I've got, and this is the progress that I have produced so far with this limited new time frame of the FYP. Okay. Okay, any more questions regarding the progress presentation? So the earlier parts will be similar to the FYP up till the method, and then add result, and then put the challenges, the milestones, and what's next. So the discussion, after the result will be the discussion on the results if you have, but then put the milestones and the discussion on the challenges and what's next. And discussion also should include, as I mentioned before, have you able to answer your research questions and is there any necessity to change your objective, all those. So it's up to you, based on your research. So this is the time where it starts to be a bit more independent, inshallah. Okay, so everyone is good at the moment with the flow and with the progress. Okay, I'd like to ask you, should we do an online lecture with for the poster presentation? So I'll give you like this, similarly to this one. I'll give you the slides, and then I'll give you an online presentation like this, and then we will have some Q&A. And then I'll provide you the template so that you can play around with the template, and then you would finish up the template, and once we get next semester, you are already clear. You are already a bit more ready, because in that, I think even though you haven't completed your thesis or project, for that poster you can already put your literature review, the background, the method, and then the outline of everything. You can put the figures, important figures. So you can do it now, inshallah. Okay, I love classes. Okay, so it's good to know that you love the classes. Yeah, I think after 4 weeks or 3 weeks at home, maybe 1 month at home, it's been, classes will be somebody that everyone would appreciate. Okay, so at the moment everyone is positive with doing the online class. So I'll update with you when the specific date, maybe next week or next 2 weeks. Okay, so everyone is uh, 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 line tak clear. Oh yeah, it's unstable. Okay, assalamualaikum. Is it okay? Just now it was lagging. I did get a notification saying my connection was unstable. Is it okay now? Okay, okay. So my question was, are you okay? Are you, in terms of academic, in terms of FYP, hopefully you are doing good? Yes? Okay. Okay. All right. So connection is back okay online, and hopefully, inshallah, you are doing great. I don't know what to expect later. Okay, after MCO, it's okay. So you have to, but don't worry. In terms of weight, we will be going through Ramadan. So inshallah, you will gain back and get back your ideal BMI, I think. And remember that there is no more, there is no pasar malam, no pasar malam. So I think you will gain back your BMI, and inshallah you will be able to focus more on your personal ibadah. So there is no kedai mamak, there is no McD tengah malam. So I think it should be okay, inshallah. So in terms of your BMI. Okay, the kitchen is nearer. Okay. I understand. Okay. Okay. In YouTube, yes. Aina Beha is asking, an online class will be like this. Yes, in YouTube. I think this is, alhamdulillah, this is quite okay. So we'll have some questions like this live, and I'm really happy that you are responding to me. Your schedule will be packed, of course, and I think okay, Nabaha is saying that after night exam the schedule will be packed. Yes, and please, I hope that you will have that also in your mind, and because of that, if your lecturers would want to give some online classes, maybe not a full-fledged online class, maybe some notes, so at least you wouldn't be that much stressed out when everything will be jammed together. And then we wouldn't know what will happen also in the future. So I think that's the reason we will be having the online session, so that as much as possible, try to do the things that you can bit by bit. Not too much cram in one day, so maybe at least one day, at least 30 minutes of focused reading or doing FYP, doing the literature review and everything would be suffice. You have maybe 1 to 2 months of time, so please use it efficiently. Duduk rumah macam kenduri. Okay, Alia Hanani is asking if the MCO continues, macam mana? I cannot answer that. Even in the official document that you've given, it says in one clause, if I please correct me if I'm wrong, it says if the MCO is extended beyond I think 25th May, this document might change. I think something like that. Please refer back to that document. So that document remains true if up till 25th May, if I'm not mistaken, the MCO has ended. So if it continues beyond 25th May, it might change and we might get a new. I don't know. So I cannot say that. I don't have the authority at the moment, and I don't think anyone else will have that information. But what we know remains true is this: if MCO ends before 25th May, so you will come back on the June. So if it extends beyond that, a new information, official one, will be given to you. That's the only answer that I can give. Okay, Raihana is asking whether live YouTube boleh tengok. I will share this. This will be, at the moment, I don't think this is public yet, but yes, it is recorded and you can watch it back again. Yeah, at the moment, Fudo says the link. Yes, if you has the link, you can watch it, and I might change it to public. I'll decide that later on. Okay, Grab Food Panda, yes. Okay, so so we've covered so far. How's your progress? And finally, item number 4, Q&A. Any questions? Any more questions? Anything that you want to ask? Hopefully. Okay. About clinical. Okay, is it okay now? Is it okay now? Yes, I got the notification saying lag. I do have problem with the line, especially when sometimes. Okay. So the question by Maya was about clinical. So I don't know which part during the lagging. So I'll just repeat back. So we have just recently received the guideline on clinical. Okay, so I think yesterday, or was it the day before? So the department has just received from the university. So that will be up to the department, and they will discuss on the specific details. So meanwhile, we haven't got the details yet to be given to you. Once we've got, I think maybe the HOD or the academic advisors will send it to you for you to get clear information regarding clinical. So we just recently got from the university, obviously the kuliah and the department needs to amend all this and make the clear instruction, because I hope you would understand that we need to make new arrangements with the hospitals and everything. So it will require some time with regards to that. But the guideline, the overall overview from the university, it has just recently been produced. So now we have received that. So at least we have something to work on and make it tailored to the department. So please bear with us, and once we've got that detail, we will give it to you. Okay, any more questions? I cannot answer that, Fudo. I do not have that information yet. So maybe if you want that to be answered ASAP, I think the best person that can give the information it's either Dr. Muhammad, the HOD, or directly to one of the clinical coordinators. Maybe Sister Anis can help you with that. Ain Nabiha is asking about logbook. Minimum is following the format I've given, and I've mentioned to you that not necessarily you need to print out and fill in the sections. You can just retype, or some people wants to use handwritten, especially those maybe in the lab. So that is the minimum, but if you want to add more information, it's up to you. So add anything that, because I've been seeing that maybe systematic review has other ways of discussing. So please do so. And the logbook will be assessed by your supervisor, not by the examiner. So that's one thing that I would maybe I would like to share to you. So your supervisor is the person also who would be looking at the logbook. So they will assess on the logbook. So if they're happy, inshallah, I think, because I think they are the one who would be who would have a better authority to look at the logbook. Okay, any more questions? Okay. Okay, let me just check whether we've covered so far. Q&A. Okay, so okay. So I think that's all the questions. Hopefully everything is okay, and I've tried as much as possible to accommodate you and to answer the questions. And I think you've got the progress flow. And I'll give you also some time to just look back again with regards to the flow, and just come back to me whether you want to change some of the items, or at the moment I think that is the best in terms of the timing, the time period. If you do have some questions, we can later on we'll discuss it during the online class maybe next 2 weeks with regards to the flow, because we'll start that in another more than 1 month. Okay, assessment will remain the same, right? How about for other subject? Yes, okay. I know Najia is asking whether the assessment will remain the same. I'm not too sure about what you mean by assessment. The allocation of the assessment means assignment, your quiz, and all those. At the moment, it will remain the same. There is no guideline for us or instruction for us to change the assignment. I haven't seen that so far. So it will remain the same. So So for other subjects, at the moment, it's still the same. What has changed so far is the length of the semester. So we've shortened 2 weeks, but all those learning outcomes we still need to cater. So it needs to be added, maybe through online or video, or we take extra classes. But all the learning outcomes so far in our guideline, it says that we still need to cater for. Okay. So that means assessment needs also to be done and remain the same, and the portion of it remains the same. Thesis format for tables in appendix. Based on the thesis guideline, don't understand how to differentiate both table 3.1 and table 3.2. Can you explain? Differentiate both table. Oh, okay. Can you? I need to see the table for this one. Can we bring this to the following class, Fariha? I need to look back at what I think you are referring to in the appendix L in the thesis guideline. You are asking how to differentiate table 3.1 and 3.2. Or maybe I'll try to find here. Thesis guideline. Okay, maybe we'll. Okay, I think I'll bring it to the next. Both able to format the eraser. Oh, okay. What's different between the two tables? So let me just look at the teaching outline. Okay, this is outline. Okay, research. Okay. Okay, please bear with me. I'll just have a look at the. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Any other questions at the moment? Okay. I'll get RPID guidelines. Okay, revision number 2. Appendix. I'll get back to you with specific that one. I need to check back. So it's okay. I'll message to Nabiha, and then I'll mention to you, and then you can circulate among yourselves. And maybe on next week, I'll inform you about that. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, Fariha. All right. So any more questions? So it's nearly 1 hour. Okay, so no questions. I'll still give you about 1 minute to see whether any one of you have questions. I'm happy to answer. Okay, no questions. Okay, all right. So I think Alhamdulillah, this is a fruitful session, and I am really glad that you are here together with me. There's 32 viewers, meaning that the whole class is here. Or 33. Why is it 33? You mentioned one is not here, tapi 30. Your class is 34. Your class is 34, right? So, but most of you are here, and I'm very happy. And all the comments are. It sees that you are positive, and that is enough for me, actually. And hopefully that you maintain and keep a healthy lifestyle, even though you are at home. Remember that you are you are a dietitian, and please, with all the challenges of the kitchen and the closest, and some people say that the experience now is like you are in an aeroplane. uh, every time is about eat, and you are just waiting for the time to sleep, the time to eat, and then watching entertainment. So it's really funny, but nevertheless, remember that you need to also stay healthy, and use the time given. Sometimes too much time also, we tend to not use it effectively, and optimize the time, learn new things, and do what you have never done before. Maybe this is the time for you to finish off all those books that you haven't read. And this is the time to learn new skills, and maybe try doing those that you are beyond your comfortable zone. Maybe doing videos, because Raihana mentioned here. Saya tengok doktor dekat ML Studio. Alhamdulillah, um, I'm also doing that, trying to at least share what I have. And so the other day I did. First, I started off with doing videos, and the first video was actually used for my class, immunology. So we were talking about virus. Sorry, not immune class, microbe class at the moment. That was the first class, and that was the first video, sorry, that I made, which was initially meant for the microbe class. It was on coronavirus size, because I was referring and comparing about size of virus and then the microbe. And then suddenly it went a bit viral. I sent to some people, some of my friends, and then they forwarded, so it became a bit viral. And I shared also to Facebook, and somehow I got a message from Mak Luffy, asking whether I'm interested to send my videos to ML Studio. And Alhamdulillah, I sent my video and got published. And from there, I thought it was something interesting to do, to share some of my knowledge to the public. It's outside of my comfort zone, but also I remembered I think your batch or your juniors always say that use the YouTube platform to share videos and so on. So Alhamdulillah. Um, so do anything, cooking, yes, please, cooking. And I'll share to you an online. I think Harvard University or Oxford University they have online courses, paid online courses, but within this MCO, there are some courses that are free. And actually, because I read Aina Bahar saying cooking, there's one course about it was about not the science behind some cuisine. I think 5-star hotel delicacy, something like that, and the science of it. So that one is related to you. Others is about classes and short course about Ebola and what we've learned and some few. So I'll share to you the link. Maybe you can subscribe to those online classes, which is a formally course, short course online, maybe about 5 or to 7 weeks course, where they will send videos from Harvard. Yeah, so do all those things and read and do learn cooking, and if you want to do some videos and then share to your friends, and who knows, you might get good response and people can learn so much from you. I am hoping that if you I've got one of the videos which I prepared for CFS students. You can see it's about interview, and they will be using this on. It actually should be sent to them early this April, but due to MCO being extended again, it will be sent to CFS students for them to understand what dietitian is. And in one part, I mentioned that dietitian, one of your core qualities should be should be able to speak to the public, because your main skill and your main nature would be talking to people. So you should have good communication skills, whether to individual or to mass public. So having said that, doing videos are something that is part and parcel of the training to become a dietitian. I don't know if every one of you can be confident in front of a camera, in front of live people, in front of the camera. Inshallah, that fulfills one of the qualities of a good dietitian. And I would be those that will be very happy to see my students giving knowledge, not just to individual, but to many people. So please use all sorts of medium to do this. And during this is like nobody has ever received such bonus like you all. We have never been given the opportunity to have a break of about 2 months of no mandatory classes, where you can get the time to learn anything that you want. So please use this wisely. I think you have been used maybe 2 to 3 weeks of just relaxing and maybe using that time to eat anything you want. I think now let's all together try to work, do something more, a bit more challenging to you. So learn in YouTube. There's various things to do. Learn about graphic designing if you might want to know things about that. Media, and learn all those things. In YouTube, there's various things. There's vast information that you can learn, even tutorials, and which can make you somehow suddenly you can become experts in graphic design and so on and so forth. So yes, as Maya mentioned, semua yang terjadi ada hikmah, and alhamdulillah, you are those people who got this. And I am the thing, as I mentioned earlier on, I actually the first thing that I wanted to ask early on to Nabiha is everyone at home? Because nanti I'm afraid if some people of you who might be staying in Mahala would not be as happy. I think if you are at home, you might be happy, and alhamdulillah, you are at home and you're happy, and hopefully you have a good environment to put in to use the time for a bit more effective learning and so on and so forth. Hikmahnya, you all are still safe, and I also would pray that let's all pray that none of you are affected by this COVID-19, and so we use these times to somehow enjoy and use it for the sake of learning, and then if you have the opportunity to help the frontliners in any way that you can, that is even a bonus for your amal. But at the moment, other than that, somehow enjoy this time and use it responsibly, effectively, and inshallah, I think it would benefit you so much for two these 2 months. And yes, I know we have mentioned good time with family. That is something very good. This Ramadan also is the best times for you and your family. So cooking every day, which is also a part of your as a dietitian. So I don't think there's nothing more words to show how much I feel very happy that you are enjoying yourself, inshallah. So I think that's all from me. If there's no more questions, nothing from you, so let us all pray. Everyone will stay safe. Yes, Kuantan is the red zone. Thank you for that, for the prayers. I'm also involved in um, some works to help the frontliners. If there's one video you can watch, I'm helping one of my friend doing the cubicle system, and Alhamdulillah, I need those prayers, and I've taken all the precautions, and also I appreciate the prayers that I'm safe, inshallah. Um, Oh, assignment CSR, apa tu? 1.5 words review on COVID. Okay, that's interesting. CSR tu apa? What is a CSR assignment? Which topic? Jamila is saying there's an assignment CSR. Okay. So hopefully, I think that's all again. Thank you. So let us community surveys. I see, inshallah. Okay, skill. All right. So we'll see next 2 weeks, inshallah. The earliest maybe next week, but I'll mention to you. So take care, everyone. And I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Alhamdulillah, do a subscribe, and I appreciate so much. I'll see you all. Stay safe and stay at home and spend your time with your family, and that would be really great. Alhamdulillah. So kita tangguh dengan tasbih kafarah and suratul as. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. I'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'll see you.